Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast with myself, Josh Call, and in the other hot seat in a different room, you might notice a bit of a change up in his format. It's David Nichols.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's a bit weird because I've now got to look at you this way, and the camera's over there, so it looks like I'm looking into nothingness on
Is that
Skype.
because you feel that you've got a better side? Do you feel that you have a side that is better?
Yeah, I've got a better wall now from so. Yeah. I'm not going to go into details.
I was talking like personally. If you felt like
Oh,
you were,
personally, I don't know. My quiff sort of goes that way, so I'll let you decide, Josh. Which is
both Dave. Oh no,
Oh.
actually no, you're right. It's that.
yeah, this way. Yeah,
That
exactly.
way, yeah.
So, but yeah, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. It's been a warm week. It's been hot in the sunny England. So we've had, I think, the third hottest day of the year on Friday. But yeah, it's been building up. It's been lovely. It's been a bit sweaty in the evenings.
What's your
So
third hottest day of the year? What's that? What did it top out at?
I think it was like kind of low 30s, like 34 or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Beach. I've been to the beach a couple of times. Yeah. Obviously not like I didn't go to lying down, oil up, and just taking the rays. That's not how a beach works for me in my current life. It's kind of like just sit. I tried to cook a barbecue on a beach yesterday. I'm not great at barbecues.
I was going to say, the fact that you tried to cook a barbecue,
Mhm.
I mean, the
Yeah.
problem you've got there is you're meant to cook meat on the barbecue. You tried to light a
Yeah.
barbecue, or...
Yeah, well, it was just the lighting of it, getting it hot enough, and then the heat faded. I've not had a great experience with coal barbecues, to be honest with you. Yeah. Are you a barbecue man?
I love a good barbecue, yeah. Yeah, I
What
love a good
about,
barbecue.
can you perform the barbecue act?
I
or
can
you-
perform the barbecue act.
Sounds more sordid than it needed to be. You got caught performing the barbecue act in the local park. Filthy people.
I sometimes struggle to get it going, right?
Hey.
But no, yeah, I think I'm good at cooking barbecue food. I'm generally quite good at cooking, generally. But
Yeah, I think I'm a dab hand in the kitchen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm very much on the gas trail though. I'm almost done with coals. There's a lot of waiting. There's a lot
but
of
there's no point in a gas-fired barbecue because you might as well just cook it in the oven.
No, because you could be. I can't do that if I'm on the beach.
And you cook it in the oven and take it with you.
Yeah. Just might as well take a sandwich.
But can you cook a gas-fired barbecue on the beach?
Well, I was thinking you get those little hobs. Basically, you have a little gas
Yeah.
canister. And I'm thinking maybe that, and just get a little frying pan. That's what I'm gonna go for.
That's not a barbecue.
Well, needs must, Dave. I don't want to be sat there. I was sat on a rock for like 45 minutes yesterday going, I literally put the barbecue within, you have convectively sea defences made from big boulders.
Yeah.
But that is so windy, I just put the barbecue within, like I was nestled in rocks to stop the wind blowing the flame. It was just, it was a whole thing. But Dave,
Yeah, go on.
we're not here to talk about my barbecuing technique. We're here to talk about football. And there's been a week of news. We finished the Premier League last year. Strangely, the Scottish Premier League has started this week. Who knew?
Who knew?
I mean, I didn't really realise the FA Cup final was yesterday until like Thursday. But Scottish Premier League's back up and running. They're probably going to and their League Cup is normally like within the year as well. So the League Cup's probably going to have been done by the time Premier League kicks off again.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how they've been so efficient.
No.
Well, they've got a competent government, but yeah.
Yeah, that's got competent government actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually going to take the time at that moment to slate Scottish football, but no, we'll go that way and say
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Research it.
it was Rangers Aberdeen, was it? Rangers Aberdeen, I think. But I don't know. Yeah, I assume Rangers or Celtic are already top. So
No, I don't think they are actually. Celtic haven't played yet, and Rangers I think are because of goals scored. I think only won 1-0.
okay.
Yeah. But some news I've got. Obviously, we've had. I mean, he's a friend of the pod. I hate him. I'm not sure. Actually, what are your feelings on him?
What, Troy Deeney or Eddie Howe?
Eddie Howe.
I've become more when they first got into the Premier League. I was a big Eddie Howe fan, and he kept them up, and he did quite well. And then he was given money, and I thought you always have to judge managers by how well they can coach players and how well the players they buy do, and then how well the players they sell get on at other clubs. And it seems to be that everyone he's bought has been terrible, minus a couple. And and everyone they've
Quite
sold,
large, yeah.
everyone they've sold has done better away from Bournemouth and away from his coaching, and they didn't improve with the amount of money they were getting in. Now, obviously, they've got a small stadium, so they're not making as much as most in the Premier League. But yeah, I was slowly turned from being an Eddie Howe fan to being a bit of a someone probably could have done better with Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So.
And when it said mutual decision, I actually think it could well have been rather mutual, because as Eddie Howe, you'd probably be thinking, what more can I do?
Yeah.
I've taken them in, I've tried to keep them in, and I've had a really good go at it. It's not like it's been it's unfulfilled. I had, if only I had this extra season, if only I had an extra bit of money. You pretty much have got as good as it got, and I think we've probably seen the golden age of Bournemouth.
I think so.
Go there.
Yeah, I think this is. I can't see them. Anyone they've got that's useful, your Aki's, Wilson.
Aki's gone, isn't he? Aki's gone
Aki,
already.
yeah, Aki's pretty much been agreed to Man City. Is it confirmed? I don't think it's.
I think it's all but, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was the Guardian's Guardian's transfer list, which is my kind of Bible for the summer.
Okay, all right. Then Callum Wilson. Probably, I would say someone in the Premier League might even take a look at Ramsdale in goal, because he's not done too bad.
And he's homegrown.
Yeah, and he's homegrown. So I think, it's going to spell the end of Bournemouth being They may have a couple of seasons being a yo-yo club, but I can't see them bouncing back to the levels they've been at. And I guess that is credit to Howe, because he did keep them up there. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just think that for me, it was when he was being talked about as, and it was probably a sad time of English managers, the next big thing. It wasn't available. So where do we think his level is? What kind of club would you see him kind of getting? Not necessarily the specifics, unless you've got someone in mind, but what kind of level are you kind of?
I think
a Championship, a Premier League. What do you reckon?
I think Championship, top half, like promotion push or playoff push, probably Championship, and then lower. It's sort of basically Swansea is what I want to say, like playoff pushing in the Championship, and if they
got in mind as well,
and if they got up, you would be favourites to go back down, sort of thing. Like, so a Swansea who play, they've had a history of quite good football and things like that. So the only other one is actually, Ross has just commented it as I was about to say it, is West Ham. West Ham would give him a punt if they get fed up with Moyes. But again, Moyes is turning it around. Moyes likes a project.
West Ham are currently in a situation kind of like with Palace and Burnley, where they've got a bit of an ageing side as well, though. So it might be that kind of rebuild, and Palace isn't. I think maybe, and he still needs to put his bet on. But when Palace get relegated in 18 months' time, whatever it is, I'd think that they would they could look for somehow as a bit of a rebuild. Young. He was always keen on kind of a younger player, player, which works, and being in players who had played lower league football. So I think he could be, to get him to a certain level, somewhat cheaper. But then he does, maybe I think he just needs a sporting director in place wherever he goes as well.
I just don't think he will be available for Palace to take when Hodgson goes. I think he'll already be in a job.
Yeah, I think he'd want to get in a job. He's only 42, I think he is. So he's still got. I mean, which is really young actually.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So he's got a lot of. I mean, Roy is 30 years his senior,
if not more.
Yeah.
76, 77, Roy. Something like that. So,
and we saw Pellegrini take a job at Betis this week as well.
Yeah, true. So what about Ross has asked, would you reckon Newcastle if they got rid of Bruce? I don't think Howe would go there while it's Ashley.
Yeah, I think I think he's had quite a good owner when he's been at Bournemouth. So I think it's a bit of a poison chance. And Bruce has obviously had a very good season. To be seen if he's going to be replicated.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you start, it's thinking of starting the season of managers likely to get sacked. I wouldn't. I think we might be waiting a little. I think there'd be opportunities arise for Howe before Bruce would leave Newcastle.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah. So, but okay.
Yeah,
so
with Newcastle, I suppose it kind of the change of manager would have come if they had been taken over, because I don't imagine many billionaire, trillionaire investors would dream of having Steve Bruce in charge, but that's not happening anymore.
Well, not the Saudi investment. There is already now circulation of a new American.
It's never going to happen. You're stuck with Ashley Newcastle fans.
But yeah, I mean that whole scenario is very weird. There's just been no news. It's just been it's off. It's called off. Like that's it. That's all we know. There's no.
But everybody saves face, doesn't it? You don't have to. Obviously, there's a British and Saudi kind of arms deal, effectively, in terms of lots of the defence companies export out to Saudi. Yeah. So there's obviously a relationship there. We don't have to upset that. There's not. The Saudis maybe they pulled out, and they'd have to say they don't have to go, well, we pulled out because we didn't want to do this, and no one really comes out of it that badly because it's all just murky. You don't really know who was at fault.
I mean, they're coming in with the excuse that's been given is the Saudi Arabia royal family ran out of patience waiting for the Premier League and stuff to go. So I do think there is a lot, like you're saying, of saving face and no one's really to blame and everything like that. And I can see them just pop into another club in the Premier League if they're that desperate.
Rumour has it AC Milan.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Wow.
Which I'll be more happy with, the investment going into Serie A and AC Milan returning to former glory. Although there's a rumour which will cover in the transfer talk. Reminder of AC Milan, who they're trying to buy from Tottenham, which wouldn't exactly look to be that ambitious. But yeah, so that's a bit of a negative, I suppose, for Newcastle fans. Depends on where they stand politically. It might be seen as a positive. But what else is there in the news? We had Championship playoffs. The pairing has been decided for the playoffs in a couple of days, and we have Fulham versus Brentford. Is
that technically an all London tie? Is Brentford counted as London?
Yeah, they're just west of Wembley. So yeah.
Who do you want? Fulham.
Definitely.
Yeah, Fulham. It's just, again, no offence, Brentford fans, but it just doesn't sound Premier League.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not against either. If I was, in terms of who they've both beaten, I prefer that what's coming through. Like Swansea, obviously we've had Swansea a lot of times, and Cardiff. Well, it's strangely both Welsh sides, yeah. But yeah, Brentford, I wouldn't mind Brentford being in there to see a different club. Obviously moving to a new stadium next year as well, I think.
Yeah.
But I just like Fulham.
I just want Mitrovic in the Premier League. My biggest worry is that Fulham will get promoted and then sell him. I don't want that to happen.
Well, we've done it before. Promoted with him and they didn't sell him.
Yeah. So
I quite like. It's one of the tales actually, because often we have a manager taking over when they get relegated, and then fails. But Scott Parker's kept the job. Scott Parker's kept the job and potentially get them up. So it'd be nice to see old Scotty Parker back in there.
It will, yeah. It will. He should be good to see like a sixth form prefect in the league, like head boy.
Yeah. And I think there'll be maybe a few loan players. Spurs get a few players on loan. We'll talk about in transfer talk. There's some. There's one key kind of loan out, but there's been some rumours of others to Fulham. So I think that's it. I like Fulham being in there. They've got Joshua Onama, former Spurs youth player, scored a lovely goal against Cardiff in the first leg. I think it'll be good to see.
Nice.
Yeah. Other news, obviously, there's a game yesterday. There's a game of football yesterday. We'll cover it a little bit of review, but congratulations to
Arsenal. Yeah, well done. You weren't supporting them.
No, it was purely from a Europa League qualification perspective.
Yes.
I really have
because
no ill feeling.
Affects Spurs quite heavily and gives you like 3 extra games, doesn't it?
3 extra games, yeah. So there's a one-off game for the second qualifier, then the final one there's a 2-legged tie. So I mean, I'm not against it. At that stage of the season, you're building match fitness, and I just thought we'd be able to play a bit of kind of youth in that time and leave some players behind. But yeah, as long as you don't get any injuries, and it'd be nice if it wasn't like far flung and kind of all the way over to the east of Europe. But yeah, I'm not against it. We know we're getting into a Europa League season, so yeah, I mean, so be it. Rangers have started their new season. They're still in the Europa League for last season, so that's a long season.
That is a long season, yeah. That is bizarre. That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, don't worry though. Europa League will come priority in about 6 months' time once Mourinho's given up on the league and realised that's his way into the Champions League, which is fine.
We've never really had a manager take the Europa League seriously.
He won't. He won't until until Champions League football is not unavoidable, but
yeah, I mean,
unlikely.
we've had it. So, we kind of stumbled into kind of quite a good position with it, and then it was kind of like, oh god, we've been playing youth, and then you're kind of in it. And we've never really gone for it full tilt. So if that happens, it'd be quite nice to see. It'd be nice to see us in the kind of quarter, semis, maybe even final. Okay.
Very nice.
All right, well, we'll go into a quick bit of transfer talk then, 'cause that's kind of the main events.
Yep.
So I'll just hit you with some done deals, and you can let me know what you think of them, and we'll discuss some rumours. Okay, so I'll just go from a Spurs perspective so far. We have Jan Vertonghen and Michel Vorm leave Spurs.
Always going to happen, I think. Understandable is how I'd feel to file that. So.
And Jan Vertonghen, do you think he'll find himself back in the Premier League? Rumour of, kind of even United was a rumour at one point, and Man City have been a rumour, but they've gone for Aki. Where do you think he'll end up? Foreign league?
Yeah,
league?
Abroad in a Europa League, lower Champions League sort of team. Maybe someone like Ajax, like that. I think that would be quite a good fit for him. But obviously they have the conveyor belt of youth, so it depends if they need an experienced centre back. I think it's quite tough. Serie A, I think, would suit Jan Vertonghen quite well. Maybe like a Fiorentina or an AC Milan, like if they're looking to bolster the back. But
well, you mentioned Ajax. Obviously, Brighton have signed Adam Lallana and Veltman. Veltman's obviously centre back / right back leaving from Ajax, so maybe there. But that's quite a good move from Brighton. I mean, Veltman they exposed a clause in his contract and signed him for 0.9 million, 900k, which is just
ludicrous
craziness.
What was the clause? Do you know?
No, I think it was just a minimum fee release clause.
Right.
But it must be a time, like in terms of it came alive at a certain point, it was going to go away at a certain point. But that's great business for him. And I mean, Lallana is a cracking player. He's not been able to get on the pitch as much as he'd like to for Liverpool, but he's on the old end of the spectrum. But I don't know, he's similar to Aaron Moy, I think, in that side. So I think there's a bit of similarities there.
You've got a personal affiliation to Adam Lallana, though, haven't you? You've played football. You've played football in his back garden, your back garden.
No, it was my young cousin who broke his leg and was a big Southampton fan, and Adam Lallana. They contacted the club and saying, "Oh, can we get a signed shirt or something from that?" And instead, Adam Lallana came round his house and played football in his back garden and chatted to him for a good amount of time. Was top bloke. Yeah,
nice. I think it's a bit of a meh signing for me.
He's back on the South Coast, is what I imagine. Why Brighton are kind of involved. He's been up in the northwest and he's back down there. But Brighton. I don't know. They play nice football. Potter, I think, surprised people. One, by keeping them in the league. And they've been tying down some new deals as well. Yeah, I think it's a bit exciting time. I think they need to get a few more bodies in, and
they need firepower.
Yeah, I got Mope who did okay, but
they've got Mope and Aaron Connolly who did all right. Both of them. Aaron Connolly's pace, but he's a bit raw. Mope's got a good finish on him, but didn't really get in positions. And then they've got
didn't really he scored some cracking goals this season, burst on, but then didn't happen.
Yeah.
Some outs from the Premier League. We've got Troy Parrott on loan to Millwall, the young Spurs he's probably the brightest prospect at Spurs. Been talked about as filling Harry Kane's boots. He's filling Harry Kane's boots at Millwall. Obviously, Harry Kane went on loan there. You don't think he's going to be that much success though? 6 goals, you reckon, for next year?
Yeah, I'm not convinced. I think because he's 21 now. 22?
I'm not really sure if he's that.
If he's not, okay, I may be getting a bit confused, but I thought he was 20, 21, 22, something like that. And I feel like if you haven't done it in the Premier League by that sort of age, if he's younger, then I'll stand corrected. But it's because
I think he might even be still teens.
Oh, really? Okay, if he's teens, then...
Oh, no, he's 20, he's 18.
Okay, so 18. Oh, okay, yeah. I still don't think he'll be brilliant at Millwall, but I think... Yeah, okay, I'll give him a bit more time till I rush judgment. I thought he was a bit older, and I thought it was going to be a case of, if you haven't... I thought it'd be at the age where he should be going on loan to a Premier League club to try and break into a Premier League system. But
he turned 18 in February, so yeah. It'd be interesting because so many Spurs fans have called for him to be introduced, and now you actually have games where you can see him in like televised games, and be able to catch highlights and actually be able to see what the fuss is about. Obviously, he's already made his Ireland debut, already got a cap for Ireland last year. So when he was 17, he got a cap for Ireland. So whether that was a kind of statement to get England off his back or something, but yeah, I think that'd be exciting for Spurs.
What have you got? So I said 6. What have you gone for?
I think and I think Ross went at 13. I think he's going to probably somewhere in between. So just keep it double figures, 10 goals.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
more than Igalo in half a season.
More than Igalo. Oh, we'll get onto him later. Liverpool fans be happy. Dejan Lovren off to Zenit.
Yeah, as a Liverpool legend, according to Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool legend Dejan Lovren leaves. That's what Jurgen Klopp has classed him as. I don't see it myself. Him being a legend of any club. So
no,
yeah,
Southampton fans would definitely disagree.
Yeah, I think. Is it just because? Are they signing a new centre back, or are they having 3 and they're just going to say Matip, Van Dijk, Gomez, and then we'll call up a youngster if we need to?
No, I think they need to sign another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they. Yeah, I think Van Dijk's the oldest of the 3 there. I think Matip is a little bit younger, surprisingly. I think Matip's only 20 maybe, and then obviously Joe Gomez is a bit younger. But I think they'd probably be. I think they need to, because they operate a reasonably thin squad anyway. They don't really have backup at left back. Milner's filled in there, so I think there's a probably need to strengthen squad wise in that defence anyway. So I don't think they would want to leave themselves short. I think I think they've been linked with a few people at centre back.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Right, Dejan Lovren. That's end of the memes there.
Yeah. We've just got a comment from Ross. As a bet, what about Josh gets a Troy Parrott shirt if he scores more than 10 league goals on loan at Millwall?
Well, get a Spurs shirt with Parrott on the back.
I assume he means a Spurs shirt with Parrott on the back. Number 42, if I remember rightly, for Troy Parrott.
Oh my goodness! And do you know what? I will be getting a Spurs shirt. I will be getting the away shirt because I'm not a big fan of a home shirt.
Right.
You've seen it. It's not great. But the away shirt is green this year for Spurs. But yeah, okay. If he gets more than 10 league goals, I'll get the numbering added to that shirt of the Parrott 42.
Okay, so it's 11 league goals.
Confused man because he would have never played for Spurs that season.
So it'll be 11 league goals and you get Parrott.
Yeah.
And do you get his Tottenham number or his Millwall number on the number 10 Parrott?
I'll get the number of goals he got.
There you go. Oh, why not? There you go. Thank you, Ross. That's great.
Of goals, yeah. 11 plus.
Yeah.
Oh God, watch this space.
So, and obviously the Igalo bet. He's got to score 3 more in Europa League. That's all he's got left for technically the season. And I think he's going to do it because the second leg against LASK is on Wednesday, and he will definitely be starting up front and playing 90 minutes. So, yeah, I think he'll be getting 3 goals in the Europa League.
What shirt will you be getting? Will you be getting a new shirt? Or will you be the same as me? You'll be getting it donned onto.
No, I'll be buying a new shirt because my badge fell off in the tumble dryer. It's been through the tumble dryer quite a few times. And have you not seen it? Our next podcast, I'll get it and I'll show. Unless is it behind me? Yeah, it's right behind me. So, yeah, look, the badge fell off, so it's all silver rather than.
Oh, I thought it'd just be completely.
No, they've got this weird. Hang on, where's the camera gone? It's over there, isn't it? They've got this weird, like silver bit underneath. Yeah, and then I read, and I was like, yeah, that's been well too hot in the tumble dryer. So it's basically melted all the glue and everything like that. And
yeah, okay.
So part of me is quite hopeful that he gets 3 more goals because I'll buy that shirt because it will then go in the sale because we'll release our new one and I'll get that shirt with the Igalo on the back. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see
is Igalo there next season?
He's there till January, yeah.
January. Okay.
I think we've extended it till January.
Yeah, we obviously a couple of. Well, I'm going to call them confirmed. I think they're almost all but. So obviously, Man City have got Nathan Ake, 40 million with 1 million add-ons. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, so that stinks of release fee. That stinks of some sort of release fee.
I'm a big fan of Nathan Ake.
I'm a big fan of Nathan Ake, but he's not what Man City need.
Well, the only thing I can think of is he'll be the way they kind of deploy, they're similar to Spurs. They have a lopsided attacking fullback, defensive fullback, and whether we'll see Ake deployed next to Laporte as a kind of tucked in left back and almost kind of left defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And then Cancelo can kind of push on, and then if Walker plays, it'll be a more attacking Mendy at left back. I think he offers. It's not great. He won't play the amount of minutes he needs to play in his career. He'll win trophies, but it's a bit of a shame. I'd much rather see him at Spurs next to Toby.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean about Man City. Is I think what they needed was actually a Van Dijk, but like a dominating presence in the air, because Laporte is great with his feet. He can play out from the back. He can bring the ball out. What they don't have is someone, and you can, now that I've seen that from last year, where obviously Stones did okay but then got injured and never really recovered. Fernandinho dropped back and they still couldn't win headers in the air.
Yeah.
You can see why they wanted Maguire when they wanted him. And I think it's a good signing, but it's not ultimately what they needed. So, but I think he'll do well. I think he'll play quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
and obviously they've gone to Valencia's fire sale, their little boot sale at Valencia, and Ferran Torres is on his way.
Yeah, don't know too much about him, to be honest. So.
No, I know a little bit. I've read a little bit about him, and he and since a bit about him, he is their talent. He's obviously, it's funny that one Valencia legend, David Silva's leaving, and one kind of, well, not Valencia legend. I don't think he'll leave a legend because he's so young, but he's Valencia through and through.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very quick. Goes both ways. Can play through the middle. He's quite physically strong. I think I'm not sure he'll be. I rarely say that a foreign player coming into the league will have a great first season, but no, I think it's a really good option for them, and actually a reasonable price, which is for the City to pay. But they were like, "Do you not want more money?"
But why is Valencia having a fire sale? Are they in financial trouble again?
Yeah, it's Peter Lim, isn't it? I don't know. I know he's involved,
but
I'm not quite sure of their financial precarity. I don't remember them overspending. Whether they had a model which required Champions League football, no, I'm not quite sure of the details behind their financial insecurities.
I mean, I know we normally put time limits on what we can talk about, but I'm quite excited. I'm quite enjoying talking about transfer news, so let's keep it going for a bit longer. So you said to come back to a Tottenham AC Milan rumour.
Yeah, well, we have a little guess, Dave. AC Milan are rumoured to be interested in signing a Spurs player. Maldini spoke about their interest in January, and they've the season finished yesterday. So Immobile obviously tied the Serie A goal scorer record yesterday. But yeah, who do you think AC Milan are looking to buy from Spurs?
Well, I've seen the tweet that you put out of Dwight Schrute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it is Serge Aurier. And it's been agreed. Well, not agreed. It's been ratified as a certified rumour by Fabrizio. Yeah. What's his name?
Romano? Is it?
Yeah, Romano. Because I was going to say Romagnoli, but he used to play for AC Milan at centre back. Fabrizio Romano, which gives it some credence.
It does, yeah. I love the tier rating on transfer rumours. It adds a lot. It really helps, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Ross has just posted Valencia are fire sailing because they didn't get a Europa League place, which means money. You wouldn't be sad to see him go, but what does it mean for the right back position at Spurs? What happens?
It's a bit funny, isn't it? Because there's obviously Kyle Walker-Peters had a really good second half of the season on loan at Southampton, performed really well, had some real standout performances, and obviously was part of their surprise success. Should we say they had a good season, and there's rumours of Southampton wanting to sign permanently, and there's also rumours of Serge Aurier wanting to be signed permanently. So I'll be surprised if not many sides start off fresh in a position.
Yeah. Not
many sides clear out position completely and then go, right, I need two new ones here. So I'd be surprised to see both of them go. I personally would rather see Kyle Walker-Peters stay and Serge Aurier go. We haven't got the greatest depth in homegrown players, and Kyle Walker obviously counts as a trained player. I think he's got a lot of talent. But then the person I'd look at signing is Max Aarons at right back, and I feel that Max Aarons and Kyle Walker-Peters don't offer too much variety in terms of being better defensively, one being better attackingly, both one offering a physical presence, one offering a kind of defensive physical or attacking physical presence. So yeah, I'd be surprised to see both of them go, and I think that my preference would be Aurier to go, but we'll definitely be seeing a right back come in. Castagna for is it Atlanta?
Okay.
Is the Belgian right back. He's got 1 year left in his contract. It's kind of another rumour. He's more of a wing back though, so it would fit the bill of an attacking player. But yeah, I would happily see Aurier get out because he can offer something, but he just offers too much insecurity at right back as well.
Yeah, like why would he leave Atalanta? They're in Champions League, aren't they, this year?
Yes,
they finished third, I think.
I didn't see the final table, but yeah, they were right up there.
Yeah, I know they were up there in a weird sort of title challenge at one point. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It just players want different challenges sometimes, and I'd be surprised. Obviously, going down to Europa, but I think Mourinho's a bit of a lure. Players that want to work with Mourinho. I think Premier League's a lure, so it's all different things to play with.
I also think it's a more consistent basis thing because you won't imagine Atalanta being that high in the Champions League, Europa League every year.
What you get from Tottenham, I'd have thought you're getting Europa League at worst.
Yeah. So, any other transfer news from your side, like rumours?
Burnley releasing Joe Hart, Jeff Hendrick, and Aaron Lennon, all available on freeze to any lucky buyer. I would say Joe Hart is destined for the Championship. Yeah, that I'd say all of them are destined for the Championship. In fact.
How about Burnley to sign Ramsdale, Joe Hart to become Bournemouth number 1? Burnley love an English keeper.
I do, yeah. Well, yeah, and I could see Nick Pope going as well. Actually,
Chelsea's the rumour there.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea have kind of really sold themselves up the river with Kepa being a world record fee for a keeper who they want to be back up at best.
Yeah.
So Willie Caballero was in goal yesterday. Yeah, I feel really sorry for Joe Hart. He's kind of, and it happens a bit with English goalkeepers. It seems to just
drop
away. The great Scott Carson was released by Man City this week.
After
0 appearances. One transfer I do want to mention, and it's not a player I know a lot about, but I remember there was strong rumours, and it was West Brom's young right back Nathan Ferguson. It was rumoured to be a kind of 10 to 20 million pound bid from Palace. In January, and he's looking to probably sign on a free kind of tribunal fee for them this summer. And it's like, one, he's a good young player who's linked with better clubs than Palace. Two, Crystal Palace signing a young player. And I was only last week I was chastising them for their age demographic of their squad, and they go and sign a young English right back. Obviously, they had Wan-Bissaka for a season, but it's not a done thing. They have players, under their kind of peak. They normally like kind of 27 and over, really.
Yeah, a good player, Nathan Ferguson. He should suit the Premier League quite well. Maybe Crystal Palace will be a good starting team for him, and then progress on.
Yeah, you're at 19 if you're going to promise Premier League football, and you're a very defensively solid side.
Exactly. So, I think from my side, obviously Man United, we've been linked to Gabriel. Again, don't know too much about him. I'm just trying to.
Lille player.
Yeah, the Lille player. He's a defensive-minded player. I don't know if you call him a centre back. I think he is, but
you need to clear out centre backs.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, and the issue we've got is that the rumours doing the rounds are, if we can't bring in a centre back, then we'll just have Chris Smalling. I was like, that's not a good attitude to have. I know he's done well in Roma, but he's not the sort of defender we need at the club. He can't really play with his feet. He can't really bring the ball out from the back. But yeah, and it's just a sort of it makes me think the transfer window is going to be right. Let's get Jadon Sancho. Well, that's done. There we go. The squad's great, and it's a bit annoying. I mean, Jadon Sancho's gone a little bit quieter recently. Rumour has it this morning, Singapore time, so evening in the UK, or early morning in the UK, was that it was a transfer fee has been negotiated and agreed of 60 million up front and then 60 million over 3 years for Jadon Sancho, which in today's market I guess isn't too bad.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But
so if you just signed Jadon Sancho, you'd be disappointed.
Yeah, that's not enough. It's not enough. The tail end of this period of games has shown we don't have a squad able to compete on 3-4 fronts, or even 3 fronts. Like, been off the League Cup, you haven't got enough to fight for league or a Champions League position in the league, FA Cup, and the Champions League itself. I don't think there's enough in the squad. You need people like Jack Grealish to come in and be a squad player who starts maybe just more than a handful of games, but then comes off the bench and makes a difference in games. Yeah. You need more people like that we just don't have. I think Ole's spent a lot of time with the youth team, and he knows who he wants to call up, and I think they will get drips and drabs of first team appearances next year. But again, it's not enough to sustain.
No, it's all well and good when you've got fit players and they can come on, save a player playing 90 minutes. But if they're starting a match and starting a run of matches because someone's injured, you're like, yeah, you're at a loss here. Yeah.
I mean, the key one during the COVID period is that obviously Matic. He looked absolutely shagged by the end of that period. And I would be going, you know what? We've got the Champions League. Let's just give everybody that really needs it a rest in the Europa League now. Like, rest Matic, get him ready for next season. Rest De Gea, get him his mindset right. Rest Rashford and Martial if we need to. Play James and Igalo up top. I mean, but then that's half the problem. For next season, you can't do that because we're in the Champions League and it's going to be a bit more of a normal season, and you don't want to rely on Dan James coming in and having to start 15, 20 games because he's not ready for it. So, I would be disappointed if it was just Jadon Sancho and nothing else. Okay. I do think we need to spend a bit of money. And hopefully getting the Champions League has given us that money to spend. I mean, it
would only have helped, it wouldn't have hindered.
It gets us a lot of money from Adidas getting in the Champions League, so...
Okay, right. Well, that seems like a very good transition to this week's quiz.
Okay.
Right. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time.
It is.
It's on the quiz.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen. It's been on the screen twice.
This quiz is sponsored by WhoScored.com. It's a website I like to use.
Not sponsored. We're not sponsored by them. You have to declare that on YouTube, otherwise then you get flagged as saying, "Oh, you said you were sponsored and you're getting money." Yeah, WhoScored.com.
WhoScored.com. So, I have pulled together the stats for this season from WhoScored.com, and I'm using Dave's Manchester United knowledge. So this is all around their kind of minutes played, goals, their appearances, and their kind of goals, minutes, and starts. So there's a series of 11 questions here, as I like to do 11 because it's football related. So we'll work through them, Dave, and I've got all the stats to back up, so I can kind of ratify if you think there's something awry, if you think there's something afoot here. Okay. We'll start with question 1, Dave. Who was the youngest player to appear in the league for Manchester United this season?
Now I'm drawn straight away to Brandon Williams.
Are you? Do you like the look of him? Is that why you're a fan?
No, I think he looks like a bit of a chav, to be honest. But he's an He's an all right left back. So, I will say Brandon Williams. Am I correct?
You are not correct.
Damn. Greenwood? Is he younger?
Yes, it is Mason Greenwood.
He just looks a lot older than Brandon Williams.
He does, yeah. I think is that kind of that. I don't know. He looks a lot cleaner, put together, and Brandon Williams looks a little bit kind of scraggly.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, cool. I'll take that as a
win.
win.
On the second go, so I'm going to give you. I've just created a scoring system here, so you get 3 points if you get it straight away. 2 points, 1 point. So you got 2 points for that one.
Thank you. Does that mean I'm allowed a clue if I don't get it right first time?
No, I'll just leave you flapping in the wind.
Oh, you bastard.
Okay. Which player had the best minutes per goal contribution ratio?
Clarification. Is it league only?
This is all Premier League only.
Is there a minimum amount of minutes they had to play?
No, there is not.
Because, Jesse Lingard could well be up there because he hasn't played very much and he scored.
Yes, but did he? I mean, Dave,
my mind goes to Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's your answer?
I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes.
It is Bruno Fernandes, yes.
It had to be.
Yeah, 82 minutes per goal contribution. 1,223 minutes, 15 goal contributions. Lovely stuff. So who had the most goal contributions? Bruno Fernandes had the best ratio, but who contributed? So goal contributions for the uninitiated is goals and assists, basically. So who had the most in total number?
I'm going to say Rashford.
It is Marcus Rashford. 20. Oh, well, I almost gave it away there. What do you reckon he got?
24 goal contributions.
Split that?
12.
No, split that between goals and assists, sorry.
In the league, he got, was it like 21 goals in the league and 3 assists, I'll go with?
No, 21 would have put him like second in the rankings, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go 17 goals and whatever the maths is, 7 assists.
That's it. Bang on.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'll take that, yeah. Lovely.
Who appeared most as a substitute this season? Who was brought on the pitch? You know, he had to hold his number up, wait there, check his studs, check he wasn't wearing any jewellery. Who did that the most times?
Oh.
Getting his bum slapped by the assistant manager.
I'm going
Reading
to
a
go.
little bit of paper, I presume, to say, you know, you're marking so-and-so at corners.
It's really tough because in the second half of the season, there was a big shift to who started.
Mm.
I was drawn to Scott McTominay to start.
Were you?
I don't think it's him because he started quite a few games at one point.
Scott McTominay. No, Scott McTominay made 7 substitute appearances.
I'm going to go with... Who am I going to go with? I'm going to go Odion Ighalo.
Odion Ighalo with 11 substitute appearances. Incorrect.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, it can't be Freddie.
I will give you a clue.
Yeah.
They're also a forward.
Dan James.
Dan James with... Oh, Dan James. Where is he? He's low down. Oh, yeah, a 7 again. So same as McTominay. Oh, this is your last guess, Dave.
Is it Greenwood?
It's Greenwood, well out there with 19 substitute appearances.
Again, I'm getting memory fog because he started so many games recently.
Yes, he was also in that he started 12 games, so appeared in 31 games in total.
Yeah. Wow.
Good, all he had there. Okay. Who played the fewest minutes?
Jesse Lingard.
The fewest minutes out of anybody to appear in at least 1 minute.
Maybe not then. Did Romero play any games in the league? Not that I remember.
Think of. I'll give you a clue here. Think of, chucking him on as maybe a young player to get some experience. I know Jesse Lingard's a youth player coming through and getting his minutes, but he was well up there, or further up there, shall I say?
It's not a well-known youth player, is it? Like, as in...
I didn't know them.
Yeah, I'll go James... Is it Garner? James Garner?
James Garner there with 8 minutes versus Norwich.
It would have been Garner or Levitt, I think. And I can't remember Levitt coming on in the league, so...
Levitt, no. So, next one down was Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez with 19 minutes. Tahi Chong with 34 minutes. And Diego Dalot only... 66 minutes.
Injured most of the season. So.
Okay, I was going to ask you what happened to him because he was signing for big money in like kind of almost 20 million or something, wasn't it?
He'll be all right next season. Back up to Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, he's much more attacking, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Which 2 players got the most yellow cards this season?
Nemanja Matic.
Mm-hmm.
As one.
I'm not saying it was right. I'm just waiting for.
I'll stick with Matic for one.
Matic being one, okay.
And I'm going to go double midfielders here and go Matic and Fred.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to make this be interesting for you. One of those is correct.
Oh, crap. Surely you've got to give me the one that is correct.
Okay, Fred is correct.
Yeah, okay. Fred and... Oh, I don't know. It could be Maguire. But I'll go Lindelof.
No, Lindelof and Maguire both got the same at 6, and Fred is an 8. So you need someone who's surpassed that. There's only 2 players who've got more than that.
Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw with 7, and you run out Aaron Wan-Bissaka with.
Is it Wan-Bissaka?
Wan-Bissaka with 8, joint with Fred. Yeah.
Oh, I never would have gone with Wan-Bissaka. Wow. Okay.
Your fullbacks are putting in the old challenges there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 players just made one solitary start to you this season. Just a single start. You must remember those 38 team sheets. You've probably got them pinned on your wall.
Yeah.
That one name you see on those 3 versions of one name.
Jesse Lingard.
No.
He's not on it. Oh, okay.
Love a bit of Lingard in these answers, don't you?
3 players made just one start for you in the league this season.
Jesse Lingard all the way out there with 9 starts. That's how bleak it was at the start of the season, Dave.
Yeah, oh, bloody hell, that is bleak. 3 players made just one start for you this season. Igalo?
Garlo, no. Garlo was... Where's Garlo? He's... Must be higher than that. No, he didn't start.
Oh, crap.
All defenders. I'll give you that as a clue, Dave.
Timothy Fosu-Mensah.
2 starts.
All defenders.
All defenders, and 2 of them established pros. One of them...
Phil Jones.
Phil Jones, 2 stars.
Oh, God.
Was Phil Jones just out of favour, or was he injured?
Oh, he's injured, yeah. He's just clumsy, and he drops stuff on his feet all the time.
Yeah.
All defenders. Diego Dalot.
Diego Dalot, friend of Gallagher. I don't think one of these. I think one of these must have spent the season on loan somewhere else, and the other one again is as injury prone as Phil Jones.
Oh, Eric Bailly.
Eric Bailly.
And the other one was out on loan and then came back, did he?
I think that this player started the season here, then got loaned out somewhere. I'd have thought somewhere, Spain maybe. I'm not sure where he went on loan. Let me just check.
And he's a defender.
Yeah. He looks like a lesbian.
Chris Smalling.
Oh, he went on loan to. Blimey, didn't even play there. Played one game on loan for his. It's Marcus Rojo.
Oh, Marcus Rojo. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Oh.
Rojo. Okay. 2 players aged over 30 had goal contributions this season. Who were they?
Nemanja Matic.
Yes.
And Juan Mata.
Oh, gets it. Both with 2 assists. Lovely work, Dave. Okay. What about this one? This is a stat I like. This is a stat I'm going to look at other clubs. This basically says who's actually contributing. So 3 outfield players who started 10 or more games made 0 goal contributions this year. Can you name them?
3 outfield players who started 10 or more games made 0 goals.
Yeah, so he's saying, you've played a fair chunk of a season, mate, but you've not actually got a goal or assist to your name all season.
Harry Maguire?
That? You don't think he scored a goal or got an assist?
He didn't score a goal in the league. He only scored against Tranmere.
Harry Maguire. Sort that by largest to smallest. Harry Maguire got you. Oh, he's got an assist to his name. Oh, he's got a goal. He's got a goal to his name, Dave.
Who did he score again? I can't remember that. Victor Lindelof.
Victor Lindelof has got 1 goal to his name.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'd say you're looking at... We've mentioned 2 of these players, and one of them has since departed. But we haven't mentioned him yet. So he started the season at United.
Marcus Rojo.
We haven't mentioned him yet. He left in January. to Serie A, I think it was. Yeah.
I forget about players that we've let go.
Oh, you remember him? He was a good servant to a
Oh,
club.
Alexis Sanchez.
No, started off as a winger.
Ashley Young.
Ashley Young, yeah. And similar positions. He was back. He was vying with this player for in this position.
Diego Delo.
Aaron
Aaron
Wan-Bissaka. Right back. I would consider Ashley Young more of a left back.
Oh yeah, okay. Brandon Williams.
It's Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw didn't get anything. Not even an assist this season.
That's really bad. I can remember Luke Shaw hitting the post. Very recently.
Doesn't count, I'm afraid.
No, it doesn't.
And the last one, he seemingly liked yellow cards more than he liked...
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah, I remember. I was going to say, I did know one of them was Fred. I was just trying to get the other two.
I've got many memories of Fred not being able to hit a barn door.
Because Fred actually had the most chances created for Man United this season. Per 90 minutes. Yeah, he had the most chances created per 90 minutes, but none of them were taken, apparently. Okay.
Along with David De Gea, which other player played in every minute of all 38 league games?
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. And it's been a favourite of yours, who played more minutes this season, Jesse Lingard or Phil Jones?
Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard, by far and away, almost 10 games. He played over 10 games, 932 minutes versus Phil Jones's 136 minutes.
If you hadn't have said he started 9 games for us at the beginning of the season or whatever it was, that wouldn't have been as easy. But yeah, nice. Good quiz, Joshua. Good quiz.
One that surprised me, that Andrea Pereira and Paul Pogba have the same amount of goals and assists. 1 goal, 4 assists, I think it was. 1 goal, 3 assists.
Yeah, but Paul Pogba missed 4 months of the season.
I hate to break it to you, but their minutes they played were very similar as well.
Yeah, but Paul Pogba's just much better. So
Stats don't lie, Dave. Stats don't lie. Well done, Dave. Some hits, some misses, some straight off the bat, some scrambling around the dark,
and a lot of Jesse Lingard getting a mention.
Jesse Lingard did get mentioned quite a bit. Yes, he was on the tip of your tongue. I don't know why you've been thinking about Jesse Lingard so much. But let's quickly have a little talk a bit further around the FA Cup final yesterday. Dave, did you stay up late and watch it, or did you indulge on him?
Watched the first half.
Yeah.
And then when I'm too tired for this, I'm going to bed. It's neither of my teams. I'm not really that interested. But it was a good first half. I've watched the highlights, obviously, when I woke up this morning.
Yeah. I was cooking sausages on the beach, so I didn't see it live either.
Yeah, I think, from what I saw in the first half and from the rest of the game, Arsenal were the better team, I think. After they conceded, they really turned it up. As Pilaqueta showing he's a deteriorating force.
It was a bit naive, really. It seemed like it should be a young fullback making that kind of mistake.
Yeah.
He does have that aggression to his game. He always looks like he's very mad. His face tells us that tale. But yeah, pull him outside the box and then got to let him go inside the box. It was a bit naive, I thought.
Yeah, I think that's the key, is that he should have known to let go earlier.
Yeah, because the force he was pulling with wouldn't have done that to Aubameyang. Your feet don't go from underneath you if you're being pulled on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But the fact that the contact was being made, it makes it an easy decision for the ref to go, oh, that looks like a foul. Yeah. If the hand was off and he did that, it wouldn't have been a penalty. But
definitely,
still, yeah,
definitely. You've already touched on it. Kepa dropped again. He was dropped for the last couple of games in the league. Dropped for the cup final as well. Willy Caballero didn't really have a chance with the penalty. It was a great penalty. Didn't really have a chance with the second one.
No, that was a lovely second goal.
Yeah.
Completely faced Zuma up and then just skipped around the outside and lovely dink. Aubameyang strikes me as just a player, because he was never really talked about that highly when he was 18. I think it surprised a lot of people, but I think he's just blossomed. His confidence is just there. That confidence, it can take that a couple of seasons of being well. That confidence becomes arrogance, and it's just with you for life. And he just shows a supreme confidence in positions, and his shot technique is fantastic. He can really hit them. And,
just on you saying that. Yeah, AC Milan, he wasn't really expected to do anything, or there was no real furore around him. Is everybody underestimating the Dortmund scouting system? The fact that they can go out and pick up these Aubameyangs, Jadon Sanchos, Pulisic, people like this. Dortmund have a very good ability of picking up these people. Okay, Jude Bellingham, they've done it, but Jude Bellingham is a bit more wide known now. But they've seemed to have a very good track record of picking up these players and selling them on or making them brilliant.
And integrating them with more established players and actually performing at a high level still, rather than you can all bring in youth players but then you don't want to put them into a torrid time where they're struggling in the league. But actually produce them and produce results as well.
Yeah. So, but I mean, sorry, back to the FA Cup. I got a bit distracted there. Back to the FA Cup final. I think, from what I saw, Arsenal deserve it. It's a trophy they love.
It's crazy how many they. I mean, it did make me chuckle. Ian right after was like, I wonder what the significance is around the number 14 in the back. Right, it's the amount of times they've won the cup, mate. Come on.
Yeah, it's bloody.
I did not like the font on the back of the shirts.
No. I'm undecided about the home kit itself. From a distance, I think it looks really nice. Up close, I'm not too sure.
Underneath the arms.
Yeah.
Rather than I'm more of a shoulder man.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think Arsenal deserved it. Frank Lampard said Chelsea were naive. I just think they got outplayed.
He's projecting there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, with Azpilicueta and Pulisic both injured. I mean, as if their second leg versus Bayern wasn't tough enough already.
Oh, they're out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out. I mean, it was interesting from Arteta because they both lined up with three at the back, and Arteta seemed to tactically. You can sort of call it tactically outmaneuver. It was a long ball down the left to get Aubameyang in against Azpilicueta or Zuma. But they got Chelsea to press them high up, and Frank Lampard's Chelsea seems to play into that a lot in the fact that they press, and if the press gets beaten, they're pretty screwed.
Well, yeah, because they like their fullbacks to bomb on. They don't really have that defensive minded. I mean, Jorginho at the bottom there is not the greatest cover. So yeah, beating that press, it does seem to then you then at the weakest point of Chelsea. It's like he's doubling down on the attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, well, it's like, let's get the ball to our attacking players in a position where it can be dangerous. But if we lose it, you're then exposing your defenders who are the weakest element of the side. It's high risk. Lampard
is sort of reminding me a bit of Kevin Keegan. Like,
yeah.
There is no... Yeah. He doesn't seem to have a coherent thought about defending other than you defend from the front. Because all of their transfers they're bringing in are attacking players. Everybody else in the world of football is like, you need a defender. You need centre-backs. You need a right-back. But it's very... it's very strange that he doesn't seem to care, if that's the right word.
It's a nice little comparison there with Kevin Keegan, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Kevin Keegan displayed more passion and... not more passion, but more charisma in my experience so far. Maybe it's because I'm skewed by Frank Lampard. Wasn't exactly the most charismatic player. He was very by numbers, wasn't he?
Yeah, I also think there's an element of it now that everyone knows they have to be a bit more careful with how they come across, what they say, how angry they can get, and things like that. So, but yeah.
The final thought on it was Aubameyang. Is he going to sign a new deal? Are they going to sell him? He's so key to what they're doing. Arteta saying he wants to build a side around him. It's like, well, make sure you can tear the side apart in a few years because he's 32.
What's he got? 1 year left on his contract?
1 year left on his contract. Probably 3 years left at top level with it probably ever decreasing, I'd say.
I think...
They'll probably offer him a 6-year deal.
I think we won't know until January. And then it'll be if Arsenal panic and someone else from Europe can try and take him on a Bosman or something.
They will keep him for the first part of the season regardless.
Yeah.
And then if it's kind of like Spurs with Christian Eriksen.
Yeah. I don't think they'll sell him this window. I think they'd be foolish unless they've got someone who is like an identikit of Aubameyang but younger lined up all ready to come in. So yeah. Good luck. You can argue Martinelli could get there. He's quick, he's right-footed, he cuts in, he can beat defenders for pace, but he's nowhere near Aubameyang's level, obviously. But yeah, I think they'll keep him for this transfer window. And then it will come down to the winter. Although I don't know what to call this transfer window. It's not really summer, is it? It's the 2020 window. It's just a bit weird. So
yeah, it's fair, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that's kind of my thoughts on the FA Cup. Well done, Arsenal. Obviously, affects Spurs. We've touched on earlier. Going to not going to group stages now. Affects Wolves by them being knocked out of Europa League. They can only get in the Champions League now if they win the Europa League. So yeah, it could end up with a very damp squib of the season for Wolves, but a highlight at the end there for Arsenal, and Arteta already getting his first trophy as a manager. Well done to him.
Do you reckon they'll grow on that, Arsenal, or do you reckon it'll be next year will be a bit more of the same and they'll plod along in the league and go for a trophy?
Yeah, I think it could easily be the same. Would be a better league performance, I'd imagine. If they say they keep Aubameyang, they'll have better league performance because they seem to be more willing to play for Arteta. They seem more coherent. They've defended a lot better. Changing around at the back, I think Socrates is off. Saliba will be in. So yeah, there'll be some changes, but and hopefully Tierney and Bellerin can have full seasons. And I'll shout out to Emi Martinez, the keeper, giving a very emotional interview in there. It must be fantastic for him. I bet he's been at Arsenal for 10 years. He's been on loan at places like Oxford and Reading, I think it was.
Yeah.
And because of Leno's injury, comes in and does a lot better than most people expect, and has won an FA Cup by being a starting goalkeeper. This is the most games he's played for Arsenal in any season. I think he's at 22 this season. So yeah, fantastic.
So he was Arsene Wenger did come out and apparently say he was earmarked as the number one under Wenger's reign. He was earmarked to take over eventually and be the number one. But I guess it's easy to say that when you win an FA Cup and things like that can happen.
He's 27 now. He's probably the same as, if not older than Leno.
Yeah. But yeah, good performance from him. Good end to the season, definitely, for Martinez and for Arsenal. So, yeah, very good. We're just about out of time, Josh, to be honest.
We are.
So, no Wikifiles this week. We'll have to postpone it onto next week. We're also, next week, we need to talk about the new ball, because that keeps being mentioned, and we haven't talked about it yet, with micro flaps. We will have more transfer news, I'm sure, and all that sort of
Hopefully something involving our clubs. Hopefully there's a done deal for incomings at our club. So
hopefully. But I'll let you do the outro, mate, because you're hosting this one.
I am indeed. Yes, thanks for listening and watching. If you'd like to catch up on any of our previous stuff, you can check out on our YouTube channel, on Spotify, and on SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud.
Yeah, cool.
If you are listening on Spotify or SoundCloud and you are struggling to think there's a strange number sequence going on, all the live watch-alongs we do on YouTube don't go onto SoundCloud and Spotify, so there are some numbers missing in episodes.
There we go. And also, so like, subscribe, and interact with us on there. And if not, you can catch us on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football. The camera's over there, damn it. My camera's moved.
Yeah, he's pointing to the person who's got hostage in his room. There's no A in football, man. Sort it out. So give us a like, subscribe, listen, interact with us, and we'll interact back with you. It's always good to talk. And until next week, goodbye.
Goodbye.